So you really break things down step by step so that the bride and groom, they don't have to worry about what they've got to do next, what's on the list, and then how to do it. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Tiff, I cut you off then. Yes, I got so excited when you were talking about that because my wedding planning is step-by-step wedding planning. So therefore, it enabling you to understand the next step because you don't have to follow it rigidly, but you've got to follow it generally in order so that you move through to get the most important things out of the way first. Like deciding on a day. What happens if you're deciding on this day, but everybody's coming from interstate or overseas? Well, you've got to make sure that it doesn't clash with other days. If you've got a very, very significant holiday like, Christmas, because that's everybody understands Christmas, you should not get married on Christmas if Grandmama won't be there because it's not what she wants to do. So to her, that is really, really important because that is a sacred day for her. I'm not going to go into any of the religions and groups and stuff like that. They all have their certain days that they want to avoid because they're very important to them personally. So that's one thing you've got to consider when you choose a date. And another thing when you're choosing a date is, like, if they're traveling from a long distance away, does a plane turn up to you at the right time? What happens if there's all these sorts of things, but we go through all those processes of how to determine your date, and then we move on. But the one thing I probably am very kind of insistent on in the first place is don't make decisions straight away. You're engaged, slow down. Whatever you do, slow down. And do not choose your bridal party, the people you want in your wedding, until you are sure that's what you want. It doesn't matter if you choose them 5 months out, 4 months out. That's okay. But then again, this is also coming back to your dream. Everything is okay. Another thing we deal with is we run on a sideline of this, we actually have an exercise program, and part of this exercise program, it's not to lose weight, it's to feel happy within you. It's not about the exercise, it's about feeling comfortable with who you are. And part of that program is actually, I have this little trick I use for my brides. It's a little bit of an evil trick. I make them go to a river or a beach. In my case, I'm based in Melbourne. I live 15 minutes from the beach, so I send them to the beach and I make them go to the beach. They must sit on a chair. They can go and get themselves fish and chips or an ice cream or a fruit bowl, if that's what you want. I don't care. And then they go to the beach and then chips work best. Throw the chip into the seagulls and watch the seagulls fight. You're not allowed to talk about weddings for 15 minutes. You have to enjoy where you are with your future partner, with your forever partner. That is the person that no weddings, no nothing. And then as the seagulls run off going, you think of your problems flying away with them. And you just sit there. Many of my brides have come back to me, more my brides than the male side of it, because the brides will admit, and the males don't want to admit, they go, we sat there for 2 hours. For 2 hours, we talked about no weddings. And then when we got back to wedding planning, it was so much easier just to do this little bit of release, escapism. So, but that's a little bit. They're just a few tricks I have in my wedding planning course.